What's your never again story? One time I went tubing down a river in my small town, and it turned into a day from hell. So I lived in a town of 900 population for a number of years up in northern Minnesota. There was a river in the town that didn't seem to get much tubing action. Our family used to come up and we would go tubing down a river that was an hour away. This year we decided to go local. So my father-in-law drove us there in nothing but swimsuits. We had no phones and no shoes. He dropped us off at the bridge and drove 20 minutes away to where we would get out to wait for us. Well, we jumped in and everything was going great. The water was deep and moving slow, but not bad. As we were going along, we came to a large beaver dam. We had gone too far to turn back, so we tried to crawl over it with our tubes. The other side was horrible. Muddy swallow water that smelled like poop. Every step we took, we sank in about 2 feet of mud. Finally the water was deeper, but the river had too many trees down on it. We had to crawl over them. By this time we were out for about an hour, with no end in sight. We kept going because we had no choice. It was about 80 degrees that day and dreadfully humid. The horseflies came out and started attacking our heads. The guys got hit more than us girls, probably because of our hair. So as we float at a snail pace, the river starts getting more and more narrow. There are these bushes on either side hanging down into the water. As we start brushing up against them, huge spiders start falling all over us. We were all screaming, trying not to touch the sides. It was horrifying. We get to an electric fence that is hovering over and across the stream at about 2 feet. We can hear it buzzing, so we knew it was on. We slid into the water and pushed our tubes under it and prayed we didn't touch it. Finally we get through the spiders. About 2 hours in, we get to a large tree down over the river. We can't go over it because it's too big. So we all walk out about 30 feet in waist-high brush, barefoot and practically naked, to walk around this tree. As we get back to the river, we are picking ticks off us. Yes, ticks. You would think it doesn't get any worse, but it does. So finally back in the river, and by this point we are all dying for this nightmare to be over. Also, it's getting late. It was as about 8 p.m., but in northern Minnesota summer, it's light until 10 to 11 p.m. The mosquitoes start to come out. So now we have mosquitoes, spiders, ticks and horseflies. The river starts to become very S-like and it's taking forever to get to wherever the F we were going. About 3 hours in, we finally see his car. We can't get to him though because of the curves of the river. So for 45 more minutes, we can see him but keep going. We finally come wobbling out of the river, so thankful it was over. As we are getting out we realize that we were covered in leeches. Yep. We pulled them off and we are all bleeding from scratches and covers and bug bites. He laughed and said, "I got a bit worried there. You were gone for 3 hours. Thought you might be having too much fun." It was by far the most torturing experience of my life. Also, I was terrified that we were going to have to spend the night out there.